Yeah, so next question is from SH. Is it a Scouse thing that prevents Pimblet until from seemingly improving anything about their weak areas? Do you think their inability to improve over years as professionals is the result of poor coaching, them being naturally uncoachable, or do they just forget stuff in a fight? What is causing such horrific technical stagnation in these two, in your view?
I don't think you can compare those two because Pimblett, much younger in his career, also never demonstrated the kind of promise that would like make him someone be like, oh, he has so much potential. Whereas Till is someone who like, okay, he's big, he's a hitter, his striking isn't, yeah, like his striking is pretty. Honestly, his striking looked more promising early on. I agree. But yeah, Till's someone that I did get excited about. Paddy, I've never been excited about because Paddy since day one has been having fights that show his holes. And like, yeah, he hasn't like gotten a lot better, but also he never looked like someone that was supposed to be better than he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, like Pimblet has looked like a better athlete than I thought he was early in his career. And that just means that he's kind of not good at all.
No, I was impressed when he pulled that win out of his ass. Was it his debut? The one where he was losing and then knocked the guy out? He pulled that one out of his ass with athleticism.
He has a chin and can hit hard.
He can hit,
hits too. Till, I think when it comes to Till, it gotta be mental, right?
Yeah,
we've seen him be much better than he is nowadays.
Yeah. It's decision making probably in and outside of.
I mean the footwork and takedown defense that Till showed on the Kelvin Gastelum fight is like day and night against what he showed against
Duplessis.
Yeah. Even if Duplessis is like bigger than Gastelum. Like Gastelum is a way
worse.
Yeah, I mean Gastelum is a way better wrestler than him. Like way better.
Duplessis like a guy who can do takedowns versus a guy who can wrestle. Kelvin's a guy who can wrestle. That's going to be a harder guy to deal with, and no, he did not.
Until dealt with him like
Sunned him
super well.
That's like probably Till's best performance because he like got Cowboy out of there really quick. But that's not as impressive as like actually looking good for 3 rounds
and fighting with a game plan for 3 rounds. I think Till has a mental problem, and I'm not saying like mental retardation. I think he has he freezes inside the cage. He has some block going on.
This could be some armchair, I don't even want to call it armchair psychology, armchair dietitian.
I mean, you're actually a psychologist.
I have some qualifications, but no, I wasn't going to talk about that. I was going to talk about how a lot of fighters whose bodies fluctuate a lot, that have like really different bodies from fight to fight, that's like red flag to me that they don't have their life together. Outside of fighting and training, their training's inconsistent. There's stuff going on. There's probably a lot of flux going on, and Kelvin's one of them. Kelvin's another fighter who often shows up looking different from fight to
with
fight.
Pimblett is just that he self-admittedly he just doesn't give a shit.
No, but
Pimblett
looks Pimblett looks great, but Pimblett looks great when it comes to it. You can tell he takes the camps very seriously, and they always go well because he shows up
shredded. Till showed up looking in his best shape he could like 3 or 4 times. You know what I mean? More times he shows up looking like, I've seen you look a lot better than that physically, and I feel that it does actually have a correlation with how he's going to perform because, I mean, like this is like a thing that fans do, is like, oh, like when Fedor had a tan or not, like stuff like that. Like I think it actually does speak to how they've spent their training camp. And there is something to that, but you have to have the data over several fights to know about that fighter enough to start to say these things. But
it's like late career Shogun always shows up in different shape. And it's because his knees are falling apart. So sometimes he can do cardio, other times he cannot. Some fights he can kick, some fights he cannot kick. So I think Till has some stuff going on other than mentally, maybe injuries and stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, definitely. I think the Brunson fight, or like either before or after the Brunson fight, he's saying it was like MCL tear or like something pretty serious like that.
When it comes to Pimblett, I think
he just sucks.
I think he was never a striker. If anything, his striking is looking like career best right now, and he's still super bad. So I think he doesn't just He just doesn't have the potential to be a lot better than he is right now. Obviously, he could be a better striker, but Pimblet is like way younger in his career than Till, but he's still like pretty close to a finished product. He has a ton of fights at a pretty high level. Like his opposition in what's the name of the English
Cage Warriors.
His opposition in Cage Warriors
He's
was
fighting
pretty
better guys then than he is now.
yeah, pretty much. So yeah, I think I would not expect Pimblet to get a lot better, maybe a bit better on the striking. It's supposedly he's working with boxing coaches and shit. I don't think he has an inability to get better, but he hasn't has the need, because he has the mentality of, if I win, it's because I'm doing things right. He has been winning, so he's not addressing the problems.
Yeah, Sorenbach would beat him again. Julian Erosa would beat him again.
And get robbed again.
And get robbed again. Like he's like I said,
you can argue for all sorts of stuff, like the level of coaching and in the UK, the availability of coaches on different disciplines in the UK, and all that kind of stuff. But ultimately,
there gotta be some guys that know what they're doing, because
they have good fighters.
Coaches.
They have Aspinall.
Is Brad Pickett's gym in the UK? Because Brad Pickett is Nathaniel Wood's coach.
Yeah, I think
Brad Pickett's
Pickett is a good coach. Whoever taught like Aspinall until in England is a good coach, probably. Leon Edwards' coach is probably very good.
So yeah, I don't know where Pimblet trains, if he trains in Liverpool or whatever, but it's just like that's the thing with both Till and Patty. I find it very inexcusable for them not to be way better than they are because of how much support is behind them. Like if they told the UFC, I want to train at this gym, I just can't afford it, they would put them up. They'd make sure they could do it. Like if they said, like, to be the best I can be, this is what I need, the UFC would financially support them to do that because they want them to succeed. So the fact that you are not taking advantage of that and aren't great, like, is that disgusts me. It actually, considering that other fighters do not have that same privilege.
As to whether or not that's a Scouser thing, I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't know anything about their culture.
I don't know, but I want to say that being racist against the English is always allowed. So.
Well, they would argue that they're not English, right?
Yeah, I mean, the English are racist against the Scousers, so whereas to us, the Scousers are English. So
I will not give enough shits to learn the difference between those guys. I just fuck them all.
So I don't know enough about their culture to comment on if it's cultural or not. We have two guys and I've assessed them individually, and that's about it.
I just have the accent. I can't comment.
All of them are white.
It's not even a pure British accent or anything. Like, I got mistaken for an Australian the other day. All right,
you just gotta say cunt more.
He says it fairly often.
I say that enough times to you know. I mean, cunt is more of a like an Australian thing, really.
For that's what I meant, to look more Australian.